Right lads, Carrick-On-Shannon, a very popular spot for stag do's, hen do's, general piss up trips. Was only on a stag do myself there last year. So a lot of people want to know where's the best pint of G. In Carrick, you're about to find out. The video is sponsored today by my good friends over at Surfshark. We need to pay for the diesel, lads, need to pay for the hotel. Surfshark is a VPN, a virtual private network, serious hand movement. So it's basically an app or a web extension that lets you place your phone or your laptop anywhere around the world. So we've all been there when you go to watch something and it says, not available in your country, pal, keep walking. Instead of crying your little eyes out, you can download Surfshark, change your location to wherever you want, and there you go. Example, there might be something on the American Netflix that's not on our Netflix. Just change your location to the US of A. And there you go, total access to the American Netflix. Same with the BBC iPlayer. If you love the footy, you want to watch Haaland score about 6 trillion more goals in the next few months. We don't have the BBC iPlayer in Ireland, but you guessed it, change your location to anywhere in the UK, watch BBC iPlayer, match of the day. So download Surfshark, use the code Guinness for 83% off plus 3 months for free. Bargain town. The link is the first thing in the description. Now bring on the magical and mythical land of Carrick-On-Shannon. Right lads, Carrick-On-Shannon, famously known as a boozy little nightlife town. Jesus lad. Right lads, this feels like proper travel show vibes. I'm here in Carrick-On-Shannon. Anyone who's ever been to Carrick-On-Shannon, the chances are you were here on a hen or a stag do. I've been here twice on 2 separate trips. Great town for a bit of booze, great town for a bit of nightlife, but I'm more concerned about where can I go for a decent pint during the day. The 3 most requested pubs are Cryans, McHugh's and Flynn's, and then after that, we'll see what happens. You've got your likes of Dunn's and Murtagh's, which, like I said, anyone who's been here before will have been there into the early hours of the morning, but that's not what we're about. We're about finding a decent pint of G in the real boozers. Carrick-On-Shannon, long overdue. Let's have it. All right, lad. Also, lads, I tried to throw up the drone because I do feel like it adds to the video. That thing is fucked. Let me show you the wobbly footage right now as I walk to the first pub. Right lads, across the road is pub 1, Flynn's Bar. We're gonna go Flynn's, McHugh's, Cryans, all in a row. Flynn's Bar, let's go, good start, come on. Yeah. Thank you very much, thank you. Bye. Right lads, so the woman behind the bar was basically saying they never had this before until COVID. Look at this. This is outside, but like proper snug little area. Never had this before until COVID. I think they bought the building next door or something like that. And they were able to put these are like old bedrooms from the last house or the last pub or something. Bit of racing on the telly. Grand big, not big, medium-sized beer garden. Not sure about the Liverpool poster, but we'll get over it. Yeah, serious outside. And this is the beauty of coming on a Wednesday. Thank you very much. Okay. Cheers. Oh lads, look at that. Right lads, this is still settling. Look at that. Absolute beauty. Serious domage. Oh, is that even settled? No, still quite light brown. Taking ages to settle, that's mad. Not a bubble to be seen in the head. Poured to perfection. Absolute Domer Simpson. Dome wasn't built in a day on that baby. All-style glass. Of course it's an all-style glass. We're in the West, lads. Welcome to the West, where the new style glasses don't even cross the fucking border into the West. Perfect temperature. Woman behind the bar was an absolute angel. Absolutely bang on. Tried to give me the pint for free. I said, no, I insist on paying. I'm insisting from here on out, lads. Insisting on paying. That is settled. Slancha, it looks so good. Oh, fucking hell. Good grief. Oh, fuck. Excuse my French. What a pint, what a start. And like I was talking to I should have got her name. I was talking to the woman behind the bar for ages, and I was thinking to myself like, my pints gonna go bad out there. She was thinking, would you shut up, you plonker? She knew what she was at. She let that baby settle for the perfect amount of time, and she brought it over to me, and it was still settling. Absolutely unreal. The shtick is going to be good on this one, lads. The force will be good on this one. Yeah, I need to calm down. I'm excited. One gulp burp, you know it's good. So yeah, I posed the question and I said, I feel like I'm kind of doing a bit of research down here by, there's going to be lads watching this, and ladies, even though my YouTube demographic is about 2% female, but there's going to be lads watching this who are going to be coming to CARRICK-ON-SHANNON for a stag, trying to plan a stag, coming for a stag, trying to come for a lads trip, whatever it is. And you've got your Duns and you've got your, not Dun stores, Dun's bar and Murta's bar. That's, you're just told, go to them places. They're the nightlife places. We're not here for nightlife. We're here for pint life, day life. I'm a daytime drinking kind of guy. So I said to her, what's the crack with stags? And she said, yeah, well, before we got the outside, stags wouldn't really come in here because we're a small enough bar. It's not a small bar, lads. It's not massive, but it's a nice size, high ceilings. It wraps around quite well. But she said, now that we've the outside, out the back, you know, you could have 20, 30 lads out there. We do pizzas and all that sort of stuff. So I'm trying to find, like, you know, obviously the best pint, but also I don't want to send you somewhere who's just going to say, no stags, get out of here. And I understand places who say that if they're a tiny pub, but I want to get the lay of the land for you watching this, thirsty as fuck, planning a stag / trip. $4.70 for the pint. Seems incredibly cheap for like a popular town. And I hope if I don't pay over $5 for a pint, I'll be not surprised, but I'll be very happy, pleasantly surprised. That is class. And sometimes I say it's because it's my first pint of the day. I don't know, I don't think that's the case because I've had bad ones as the first pint as well. I mean, there's just no bubbles. The head is so creamy. The temperature is perfect. The head is staying nice and fat and thick and creamy. Serious point. Then the scoring system always comes into play, lads. Like, where my head is gone in terms of the scoring system. I'm trying to think of the last point I had. That was in fucking, was it Manchester or wherever the fuck? So really just trying to go off my gut instinct now. And then like, that's really, really fantastically good. How high can I put it? It's hard to know. Right, I'm gonna go, I mean, that's just an incredible pint. It's really fucking good. I'd be surprised if I get better than that, even though Cryans was recommended the most. Absolutely lovely. Look at this shtick. Good grief. This is gonna sound crazy because it's first one of the video and the scores of late have not been super high, but I gotta go 8.6 out of 10. If you're watching the channel long enough, you know that's a monster score, absolutely monster score. It was just such a beautiful pint. I feel like I'm being, this feels like an ad. This place is class. The back is class, the pub is lovely. The woman behind the bar, should have gotten her name, was as sound. She was so sound because also Guinness coasters, you don't see them anymore. What a spot. The woman behind the bar, quickly, because this is a long fucking review, she sometimes like they'd be mad to bring you around and show you around the whole bar, and you'd be there for about 20 minutes. Like, jeez, I just give me a bloody pint, will you? She showed me around in about 2 minutes, but it was a perfect amount of time to let me know what the pub was about. She answered my questions about the stag. Just what an experience! What a first pub. 8.6 out of 10 for Flynn's. Hard to beat, lads. Hard to beat. Right, lads, what a beautiful evening in CARRICK-ON-SHANNON. So Emer was the lady's name behind the bar. I told her all good things, Emer. Video will be out tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely lovely lady. I don't have too far of a walk to the next pub. In fact, I'm pretty much here, McHugh's. Already a big fan of the outside. You never see anything like that, do you? It's a lot of effort going into the outside of this pub. Bit of flowers hanging out. Ah, you'd love to see it. Not sure about the tenant sign now. Jesus, that's ugly. That's more like it. Ugly. Oh baby, that's beautiful. Jeez lads, 2 fires. Unbelievable.
Dublin.
Whereabouts?
Walk in St. Greenhills.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to get the fire in as well. You're 100%. Yeah. Right lads, it's a little bit dark, but I'm going to have a sup of this before it starts to go off. Look at the dome. Good grief, and I haven't even told you about the best part. I mean, that is picture perfect. Oh, not a single... I thought there was no bubbles in the pint in Flynn's. That is even less bubbles. It just looks so perfect. Perfect temperature. Fire crackling in the background behind me. Hopefully this thing's focused on me fucking schnoz. Hope you boy. That's a beautiful sound. Sláinte lads. Oh wow. I have to be honest, I was coming into this not really thinking, you just think CARRICK-ON-SHANNON stag spot. You're not thinking, where am I going to go and get a good pint of Guinness? You're just thinking big massive piss up, Jaeger bombs, shots, all that sort of bollocks. Not anymore lads. Carrick is officially a Guinness town. And yeah, I haven't even told you the best part. And you're not even going to believe me when I tell you. So I got the pint for $4.70 in Flynn's thinking, Jesus Christ, that's so cheap. Like, minimum in Dublin you'll get is probably £5.70, £6. €4 for that. Do not adjust your dial, your radio, your YouTube machine is not broken. I just told you, that pint cost me €4. I saw the 400 on the cash register. And again, the gentleman behind the bar, very nice fella, tried to give me the pint for free. I said, I'd love to pay for it if I can, because first of all, if I take them for free, there's a bit of a wanker element to that. Like, I'm privileged and I should be getting them for free. Secondly, I feel like if I give it a bad review, then I feel guilty because they gave me the pint for free. And then thirdly, I want to know the price for the video. So it's kind of awkward if he gives it to me for free and then I'm like, oh well, what's the price anyway? So from here on out, we're paying. The bigger the name gets, better off just paying. £4. That won't break the bank. Oh, don't think you can even see the fire. Look at this. Look at that setup. Just outrageous. Digging this chair, I'm gonna hop on the couch. I'll be honest, if this was my first pint, I'd have probably been a bit more blown away, but the fact that I just had an absolutely outrageous pint in Flynn's, it's not impressed me as much as it probably would if it was off the back of 0 pints. Still a fantastic pint. The aesthetic of it looked absolutely unbelievable. The shtick, not amazing, pretty good, but it was well poured again. Barman was in no rush. He waited, he let it settle. It is just crazy. Like, I've done so many cities. Like, I think I've been to 5 UK cities in the last sort of 3 or 4 months, and now to be doing a proper kind of Irish town in a city, going around, especially, I don't know what it is, that's the west of Ireland, it's just different gravy over here. The love and attention and culture around the pint of Guinness, it's just, that fire is unbelievable. It's just like, Guinness is just God in the west of Ireland, and I love it. Like, you saw when I went to Galway, it was, the pints were incredible. Westport, the pints were incredible. You're just not going to get a bad one. And that's another cracking pint. Definitely well in the 8s, not quite up to the scratch of, that sounds like I'm farting. Not quite in the same range as Flynn's for me. I was just, as McGregor would say, inside joke, blown away by the pint in Flynn's. That's still a lovely, lovely pint. Easily an 8.2 out of 10 for me. Not a whole lot wrong with it. Could have been, it was creamy, could have been just a tiny bit thicker tasting, a little bit richer. But in terms of, yeah, pints, just absolutely lovely. The CARRICK-ON-SHANNON pint bonanza fiesta fucking extravaganza continues. McHugh's are one of the coziest pubs I have ever been in. Right lads, one more pub to go. I've decided I'm on such a good little roll here. We had Flynn's, McHugh's and then Cryan's. It's like a little pub crawl over the space of about probably less than 100 meters. Also, FYI, I was told don't go to the Cryan's Hotel, go to Cryan's Choc Ceol. I'm going to be there in a minute. But I just can't get over the fact that that pint was €4 and it was a bloody lovely pint as well. So, like, how are they affording to sell the pints for €4? That's just an absolute mystery. £4. I thought $4.70 was cheap in Flynn's. €4 fucking. I haven't had a pint for €4 in years. Am I in heaven or am I just in Carrick-on-Shannon? Carrick-on-Heaven. Right lads, this is where all roads lead to. Shaking hands and kissing babies, how's it going? Cryan's Choc Ceol. Chilling here with the old lad. Cryan's Choc Ceol, by far the most recommended pub in Carrick-on-Shannon. It was the only one that I had heard a lot about before I came, before I put up the Instagram recommendations. I don't know how it's going to top the 8.6 in Flynn's. I'm going in, I'm just keeping it neutral. No big expectations, keeping it neutral. Just like any other pub. Cryan's, I've got to say big review. Neutral. How are you, lad? Oh, he doesn't like me coming near him. Okie dokie. It's a mad little entryway. Fucking, wouldn't want to be a big fella like myself. Fucking squeezing through here. Tight one in here, lads. Looks just like an old gaff. Probably is. Sorry?
What do you think of that?
I don't know what to think of that. Bit gimmicky for my liking, but sure.
There you go.
That's how the bad tap would, isn't it? The soft tap.
Never. I've seen similar things, but never that sort of design.
That goes. It goes off as the pint is settling.
So
it goes totally off.
It'll tell you. It'll do the work for you, basically.
Well, not really. No.
They didn't have a clue how to pour a pint. So
What's your first name?
they bought.
Dara, sorry. Okay, lads. So it's a bit brighter in here. There's like a big window above me, so it's actually giving me a bit of light, which is good. Cryan's, like I said, no more need to be said about the hype and the build-up, but I'm trying to just treat it as a normal pub. So let's do that. You saw in the video the machine that they use. The only time I've ever seen something like that before was in the Toucan in London, and I said it there, so I have to say it here. For me, extremely gimmicky. Would not expect, like, I was speaking to the lad behind the bar. He said he's working here since 1989, a family pub. It's a real, like, it's a very unique pub. It looks like it was designed as a house, but he said it was always a pub. Like you saw on the way in, big ogre like myself would nearly get stuck trying to get in the door. But very much feels like not really a spot for big groups and stags and hens, just a local spot. And that tends to produce the best Guinness. I'm gonna have a sup first. There is a couple of bubbles in the head, I can't lie. Tiny bit spilt over the edge, but apart from that, it looks feckin' brilliant. Domeo and Juliet. I mean, Dome wasn't built in a day. Sláinte. Oh fuck, that's good. Taste is outrageous. I mean, it's going to be an interesting one because it's already looking like shtick won't be great, but I'm not even going to talk about that. Those little couple of bubbles are staying there staring at me, but again, that is one of the tastiest. I'm not saying thickest, richest, creamiest, but just in terms of taste, like with Guinness, it's like you're not really, for me, like nearly the last thing you're looking for is the actual taste. As crazy as that sounds, I'm looking for richness, thickness, creaminess, and then like if it doesn't taste super bitter, then I'm happy enough. But sometimes you get a pint that just tastes like, just like a mad sweetness to it or something. It's like, in a good way, it's just so tasty, and that's what's going on here, and I can see why it's been hyped up so much. The stick's gonna be shy, but at the end of the day, if I had it blindfolded, what would I think? I would think it's absolutely unbelievable. Such a tough one, such a tough one. All I can think is Flynn's. Is it better than Flynn's? But I can't be having that mindset. I have to just think about it as just a regular review. It is mad that there's no stick. I don't get that. I really do need to do a sort of a lesson. Guru needs to go to school. Guru needs a guru. Like, there's so many questions I have. Why is this pint so good, so tasty, it doesn't have stick? I'll be honest, it's possibly a degree colder than I would have thought. And usually these sort of local style pubs, it would be probably, you would think, warmer than colder, but it is quite cold because it's kind of hard to hold in the hand. Also, Guinness beer mats, such a great sign. I don't know why you'd never get a Guinness beer mat in Dublin. I don't think they had them in the last barbecues, but Flynn's and here, I mean, it means so much to me when I'm trying to like do the reviews, get to picture the pint in the video, stuff like that. If I'm going around, there's a fucking Rockshore or a Beer Moretti or worst of all, an Island's Edge coaster, and I'm there trying to get an aesthetic picture for the gram, to get the likes, to get the followers, to get the love and attention that I crave. But anyway, Guinness coaster, big plus, not going to affect the score. Again, I could have come here and spent not a single penny. The man tried to give me the pint for free, and I had to, he tried his hardest, and I tried my hardest to pay. And he was like, oh, we can't be charging you for that. And I said, right, I'm going to give you a shite review if you don't let me pay. Because I'm a man of the people now, lads. I used to take the pints for free in the early days when I was like, holy shit, I'm getting pints for free, this is great. Can't be at it anymore. Man of the people, pay for every pint, and then it's fair game all around. My head is just in an absolute scramble. Because like I said, I'm trying not to compare it to the last ones, but that's the only way I can make a score. Oh, Jesus. It's time to stop bullshitting and give this a score and let the people at Carrick know and let you know. You're sitting there trying to plan your best mate stag going, Guru, you absolute clown, shut the fuck up and give us a score. Before I give you the score, lads, I will say, in terms of stags, groups of lads, I would feel free, if I was coming myself, I would feel free to go to Flynn's and McHugh's. McHugh's have a big beer garden out the back. Enda, the sound barman, was saying, they open it up at the weekends, so really cozy pub. But I probably wouldn't be coming here in big groups. Again, maybe sneak off in 3s or 4s to come here, and just, yeah, they don't seem like the type of place that wants big groups of lads. It's a local spot. It's a bit smaller, a bit more tight. So score time, I shot it on enough. So here's the thing, the taste is flawless. Like, and some people might argue that should be all that matters, but it's not as creamy as I would have liked. It's a degree or two colder than I would have loved, but just so tasty. I mean, oh, I could just drink a million of them. Hashtag drink responsibly. But just the richness and creaminess was just that tiny bit off. And so for me, still an absolutely unbelievable pint. I'm gonna go right in the middle of the other two. I'm gonna go 8.4 out of 10. Just one of the tastiest pints I've ever had, but just could have been a bit thicker, creamier and richer. Cryan's really tasty, but not quite up there with Flynn's. 8.4 out of 10. Right lads, as the sun sets over the beautiful, mythical and magical land that is CARRICK-ON-SHANNON, look at that. I have to say, I'm very, not pleasantly surprised, I'm just very happy with the outcome of this video. Started off a bit of a disaster, the drone shit the bed. It didn't know what was going on, it was shaking like fuck. We went to 3 amazing pubs, Flynn's, McHugh's and Cryans, Chockall, all within a little sort of 100 metre pub crawl of each other. What I've gotten from this video is, yeah, come on your stag, go to the pubs, grand. But to be honest, like, come here with the missus or the mister or whoever it is, because it's actually a beautiful little town. I saw loads of sort of couples and like small groups of mates just having a couple of pints. It's actually so much more than, I feel like I'm on the Leitrim tourism board here. It's so much more than just a place to come at the weekend for a piss up and go to Dunn's and Murta's and have your Jaeger bombs and all that crack. Some serious pubs here in Carrick-on-Shannon, lads. So if you're thinking of a little getaway trip, honestly, it's beautiful. It nearly reminds me of like Lahinch or something, minus the surfing now, but you're still on the river. But yeah, I've had an absolute blast. 3 incredible pubs, and I'm gonna leave you with this incredible sunset.